So some massive news coming out of Xbox today as they're canceling some games, shutting down a studio or two. They're laying off a ton of people, and it's just not good, man. It's just Xbox in a weird sort of position right now. I mentioned it previously. I think maybe some people took that as me just kind of like being like a fanboy of PlayStation or something, or like hating on Xbox, and that's not the case whatsoever. I loved the Xbox 360. I even enjoyed the Xbox One quite a bit. Xbox Series X, it's a powerful console, but I just feel like it didn't change enough. But the point is, like, I don't want to see Xbox go downhill. I want to see them succeed. Even more so because healthy competition breeds just a better environment for gamers, for the consumers, and for, the companies, because they push each other to go further and above and beyond, and they don't get comfortable. Sony's getting too comfortable, I feel like, in the past year, well, not year or two, few years, past generation or two. So let's talk about what's going on here. There's a lot going on. I'm going to link all the sources down in the description below if you want to read them for yourselves. One of them is from Bloomberg. I don't have, I'm not subscribed to Bloomberg, so I can't actually read the whole thing. But this information is on some other websites as well. Windows Central's reporting on some of this. Variety's reporting on this, and there's a lot going on. This is going to be kind of a mix mash of everything, and we're just going to kind of jump straight into it. So let's start with the games. Microsoft has announced they're scrapping Perfect Dark reboot. They're also scrapping Everwild, and there's going to be some other games as well. They're closing the studio, The Initiative, so that studio is getting closed as well. They're laying off over 9,000 people. So they're ending development to several unannounced projects as well. Variety notes. Obviously no one knows what these unannounced projects are because, again, they're unannounced, but several of those are getting scrapped. Again, they're, over 9,000 employees at Microsoft worldwide are getting the boot, basically, which you never like to see. You hope that they can bounce back from that. Interestingly enough, Everwild has been in development for approximately 10 years. Rare, the studio behind the now scrapped Everwild, which has been in development. Yeah, so that game apparently has been developed for 10 years. Thankfully, Rare is not getting closed. Thankfully. That would be horrible. So lots of stuff going on there. I'm not going to read the whole thing again. If you want to read the whole thing, you can check it out. It says over here on this other website from Variety, or other article from Variety, this is where the initial, announcement of the layoffs kind of came in a little bit earlier this morning. Variety's confirmed the total number of staff impacted is under 4% of Microsoft's global workforce, which totals approximately 228,000 employees. So again, they came up with this being about 9,000 people, that are going to be laid off from this. There is a note from Phil Spencer that we'll read here. So he basically says, that we're sharing the decisions that will impact colleagues across our organizations. He's talking about, the position to position gaming for enduring success and allow us to focus on strategic growth areas. We will end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. Out of respect for those impacted today, the specifics of today's notifications and any organizational shifts will be shared by your team leaders in the coming days. So he's talking about, recognize these changes coming at a time where we have more players, games, different things like that. It's a pretty lengthy note from Phil Spencer, but they're just talking. It's kind of, a lot of business jargon. When they had the previous layoffs, he said something kind of similar. We must make choices now for continued success in future years, and a key part of our strategy is the discipline to prioritize the strongest opportunities. So again, it's kind of a way of, in business talk, saying like, this is just what we have. I guess they have to do this in their minds to have the greatest projection of success. But again, it kind of always goes back to, Iwata-san from Nintendo, and he took a 50% pay cut. So I don't know if that's something that anybody is in position to do. I don't know what Phil Spencer's, salary is, or anyone else that's kind of in the higher ups, but I'm sure there could be some workaround to keep at least more, employees if possible. But anyways, lots going on here. It's just not good, man. A lot of people getting laid off. Again, this is another article from Windows Central saying that Microsoft is closing down Xbox Studio, The Initiative. Perfect Dark is being shut down. And ZeniMax's new IP and other unannounced projects. The partnership with Crystal Dynamics will end, it says right here, which is also insane. So a lot going on. A lot going on is hitting Microsoft really, really hard. Again, this is another note from Phil Spencer. We've made the decision to stop development of Perfect Dark, Neverwild, and this and that. These decisions, along with other changes across our teams, reflect a broader effort to adjust priorities and focus resources to set up our teams for greater success within a changing industry landscape. And we do not make these choices lightly, as each project and team represent years of effort, imagination, and commitment. Again, I hate to make the comparison, but I was just thinking about Nintendo because the topic came up recently, but Nintendo's always doing stuff so much different. It's like, I think about Metroid Prime 4. They hit some hurdles there with that game's development. I think it was like a few years into development. You know what? We're not happy. We're going to scrap it. We're going to restart with the, development and all that. So yeah, lots going on. And then over here on this other page here, I think it just kind of reiterates, so the job cuts at King, ZeniMax Media, different things like that. So I think this is just kind of reiterating what we just kind of read a second ago there. Yeah. So lots going on, and you hate to see it, man. You hate to see all the people that are going to be getting affected. It's a lot of people, 9,000 plus people getting, the boot. And it just feels like every other week, every other month or whatever, is massive layoffs. And this is a big one. This is a massive one. And I hope that these individual employees can kind of bounce back and find some footing with whatever comes next. It's not a good thing to just get the announcement that, hey, you're getting laid off. And then, Xbox is a brand again. I hope they can figure something out. Word, I don't know. I don't think this is confirmed yet, but there's a rumor going around as well that apparently Phil Spencer is going to be stepping down in the next, I guess after the next console generation launches shortly after. And I guess maybe they're trying to prepare Sarah Bond to take over. Again, I'm not sure the credibility on that yet, but it would make sense with everything else going on. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to update you guys. Again, not a good thing to see happening, especially if all those people are losing their jobs and whatnot. But let me know your thoughts. Keep it locked for more content, gaming content, news and gameplays and all that good stuff. Until the next one, game on. See you guys soon.
Hey you! What are you doing? Join the Skeleton Army! Do it today! Don't wait till tomorrow because tomorrow might never come. The Earth is gonna fade, that's inevitable. The next second of your life's not even promised, so you better think about where you're going, and you might as well just join the Skeleton Army. Plus, we do kind of like you a little bit, so it'd be nice to see you around here. But if you don't want to, hey, your loss. See you later!